All right, what's up, boys? I'm back with your favorite order flow series, the best trade of the day. So if you're new here in this video, I'm just going to show you the best trade, the best opportunities there were during the New York Open session. That's from the New York Open plus about an hour and a half. That's the only window I trade. So I'm going to break it down for you guys what happened today. This is for July 22nd. So before I break it down, let me show you guys my pre-market plan that I dropped in my Discord. This was my plan for today. We have Powell speaking at 8:30. There was some sort of conference, I don't even know what it was. And then we had some data that was orange folder at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Yesterday, we had a P-shaped day on the profile that was basically just kind of indicating that sellers were present in the market, at least at the end of yesterday. These are the levels that I had to play off of for today. Yesterday, we formed demand right off the open. This got broken overnight. There was a 2-hour supply level. It's marked out as yellow, but I actually, to be honest, fixed my chart up a little bit after this plan, but this is a 2-hour supply. So yeah, 2-hour supply up here. And then down here, we have this basing period that occurred after we broke out of that balance, which was from 310. And I can just pull the profile up for you guys and just show you where that was. So basically not last week, but the week before, you can see this very obvious balance range. And this is whenever we broke out of here, this level became a significant point of interest. If you look at the chart, it acts as resistance, and then becomes supported on this basing period right here. So this is where you had a pullback and found more aggression to move higher. So this is my only level that I had to play long off today. And honestly, since we were opening up at the 46s, I wasn't even sure that I was going to get the opportunity today, because here's my plan. So my real plan is if price makes it up to 65 to 74, I'll look for evidence of strong selling to play short, targeting the overnight lows, which are down here at the 30s. And then past that, I'm going to target down to 24. And that was where we started basing out at, really, I guess it's 23. So I really didn't have a good plan to get long today. I didn't plan to get long off of this level off a rip. But yeah, so my plan was I had no level to get long at all other than here. And I was kind of hesitant, to be honest, even with this, but yeah, really, I was looking for a move up into supply to get short. This is my plan. So really, basically, to sum it up, nothing really great to get long off of. I wanted to first look to be a seller at an area of interest. But that is not what happened, or that's not my ideal setup of the day. So here's the session on bookmap. And right off the open, we get some strong selling, very strong selling. Came up, retested this open. And this potentially could have actually been a good short setup. I don't remember what it looked like on the footprint. I know some people like to do these. I know some people actually take these trades where they just look for the move off of the opening price. And yeah, that actually worked out perfectly today. I did not catch this. Looking at the footprint, it doesn't even look, it doesn't look the worst, but yeah, I didn't see enough to get short at the open, so I didn't. And yeah, so if you weren't short at the open, you pretty much had no opportunity to get short on a pullback. Like, we went straight down to this 22 area, which is that basing period I mentioned that I initially was not planning on getting long off of initially. But anyway, so on this very strong move we had down, there was a zero print that I saw. You obviously can't see it anymore because it got filled in, but here is where we start getting into my ideal setup of the day, my best setup of the day. And on this strong move, we had a zero print down at 332. Like I said, I can't show you it because it filled in, but if you guys don't know what a zero print is, it's whenever there's only one side of aggressive volume transacting at a certain price. So in this case, only sellers were able to hit the bid at this price at 6,332. There was no price was moving so fast that buyers did not get a chance. Aggressive buyers did not get a chance to transact on the offer. And a lot of the times when that happens, the market likes to fill that in. And This is something that I've learned from Carmine Rosado. I was introduced to this concept from how he trades. So anyway, I spotted that zero print and I just marked it out. It's not something that we are, it's not anything more than just a target. It's not something you want to get short off of most of the time. And yeah, so basically I just had a target to the upside that I could potentially use for a counter trend scalp target. So this is what we saw. We came straight down below the 24s, which, like I said, again, there's this basing period, and that really was all the way from 24 down to 310. So this is where the significant activity starts right here. So first of all, we have a large bid that has been sitting in the book for a while. I don't even know how long it was sitting in the book, but obviously before 8 o'clock, I'm on Central Time. So this bid was patiently waiting in the book for a long time. It was of decent size. I believe it was over 300 lots. But anyway, the point is there's a significant bid down here in that area where we based out at. Then you get this absorption. You can see it by the bookmap indicator. So I don't really pay the most attention to the bookmap absorption indicator. It's just a nice tool to have for me to see, like, because sometimes you'll have a bid or an offer and they'll step in pretty much at the market price. And sometimes it can cause, like, there might be a super strong bid that steps in and you can't even see it unless you're all the way zoomed in. So that's the primary reason why I use the absorption indicator. But anyway, so yeah, absorption down here at the 20s, sellers could not keep price below this. And since I was looking for a trade counter trend, I wanted to wait for 5-minute structure to break. So that's essentially what I'm waiting for, is a higher low to be put in, basically a low to be put in above the low of the day. So we come down and we retest where that bid was at 320. You can see we had some more fill at 321, and there's another one fill in here at 320. So we got some bids down here supporting price. Another one pops up here at 320. This is where I decided to take it long. It was kind of like actually kind of anticipating structure to break based on the fact that we had some very strong, based on the fact that we had strong bids coming into the market. And I actually took this long at 21 after we filled these and sellers could not break price below. Let me show you what it looks like on the footprint chart real quick. Right here is the footprint. So here is what it looks like. This was the initial bid that filled down here at the 320s, large delta, and we come back up. We did not fill the zero print yet. It was basically 2 ticks away from filling the zero print, and then we got hit with some nice selling imbalances here, keep coming down. Retested this level again at 320. Delta was building up. You can see the delta right here. Some more absorption popped up on the bookmap indicator, and these yellow squares right here just represent buying imbalances. It's nothing too crazy significant, but I took this trade after seeing some more selling come in that failed to move price up. And then as soon as I saw some buying come in, this is when I took it long with my stop loss right below the low. I don't even think I gave it to the low, but my stop loss was right around 19. And I had around a 2-point stop on this trade. This is the best setup of the day, in my opinion, only because I didn't get short at the opening price when we retested the open price. So, I mean, if you had a plan to get short at the opening price, obviously that was the hands down best trade of the day, because you could have caught a pretty solid, 20, 30 point move, even if you got a nice, if you were able to hold that trade. Other than this move right here, there was really no other opportunity other than playing a counter trend pullback. So yeah, what made this trade so good for me though was I had the location, I had that basing period that I mentioned before. I did not necessarily plan to get long off of it in my pre-market plan. But once I had some context develop, which was this right here, after I got some context of what was going on at this level, that gave me the green light to basically look for a way to get long after we see this type of activity happening here. And um, yeah, so I put the risk on at 321 around there, 321.50, 25, something like that. Stop loss below 19, like I said, and I was going for the fill of that zero print. So my target was a fill of that zero print, and at the time it aligned with VWAP. I was not going for anything more than that. It was like a 12-point trade. And one thing that I've learned is that whenever you're going counter trend, it makes no sense to hold runners. And as time moves on and I keep trading and seeing my data, I'm kind of determining that I don't even know if I like holding runners at all, to be honest with you guys, because when I do hold runners, one, it's only usually like at the most 50% of the position, depending on what happens with my first target. But my average trade, in terms of points, is like my good trades are right around 15, 16 points of profit. And my runners, when I hold runners, it only goes up to like 16, 17. So like I'm putting myself at risk of losing 30% of a trade just to make another 1 to 2 points. And to me, after thinking about it and seeing all of my data, to me, I think what I'm going to start doing is kind of just getting all out on a single target. And that's going to be, they're usually always within 12 to 15 points. And yeah, that's where I'm at in my trading. I've had periods of trading where I don't hold runners. I've had good periods where I do hold runners. And I think that there's definitely times to hold runners versus times to not hold runners. I will say that. But the way I trade, if I'm risking a whole 30% of my position just to make a few extra points, like literally 1 to 2 points on average, it just makes less sense to me when I can just get all out and basically save the mental capital and potentially save the real capital and just get all out on the one target. So yeah, sorry for that yap, but that was something that I kind of realized lately. So yeah, long off the low of the day as of right now. I'm not saying this will be the guaranteed low of the whole day. It might, who knows, but basically to sum it all up very simply, strong move caused the zero print. I had a double bottom reversal right here at the low with absorption. Sellers failing to hold price below this 320. That indicates that they are in control, especially after they start taking offers. And I just wanted to go for a quick scalp. Like I said, it wasn't anything. I wasn't trying to go for I wasn't trying to go for any like crazy trade. It was just a quick scalp for a pullback. And it was really, it aligned with VWAP too, which made me like it even more. But yeah, so the trade of the day for me was this bottom reversals at this basing area to target that zero print. And to be honest with you, if you didn't get short at the open, that's the only other trade you had today. At least in my eyes, based on my analysis, that was the only other trade you could have taken today. So yeah, that was the trade of the day. If you guys like these videos, please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like on the video. If you want to join the Discord, link is in the description. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.